What's going on, YouTube? So coming back today, I found a little bit better lighting for shooting at night. Granted, it's still not great. Anyhow, wanted to get into talking about a few trade deadline rumors that have been happening over the last couple hours since I just got off work now. So I wanted to put one more video up today because I talked about Jimmy Butler already today, and then also, the whole Magic Johnson, Mitch Kupchak thing. I need to get back to a few comments to at least look through, some of the videos I posted today. Anyway, first thing, something that I discussed earlier today with the Lakers, with Mitch Kupchak, all that. Magic Johnson the whole Magic Johnson thing already starting to take place, and a move that I liked on both ends. So Lou Williams got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. He got traded to the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets for Corey Brewer, who I like as a player. I think he's a very good role player. If the Lakers want to start putting together a team to compete pretty soon, he can be a good piece. But they also got a first-round pick. So good move for the Lakers in my mind if they can start drafting well consistently, or at least hanging on to those picks. And Lou Williams was never going to be part of the long-term plans, I think, for the Lakers. He's just had a really good season. So good move for the Rockets as well. I like this trade on both ends. I think it's a win-win for both teams, which is always good to see. So a few other things, not a big thing, but Darren Williams, the Jazz are showing interest in him. Again, add a little bit of depth at point guard behind like Jahlil. And then two big things that I wanted to cover today. One that I talked about briefly earlier, and then another thing with the team that I talked about earlier. So first one is Jahlil Okafor. He's being pursued by the Pacers. Again, I talked about this earlier today in I can't remember one of my videos. If you guys watched all the way through, then if you did make it all the way through one, I guess, then you saw it. But anyway, the Pacers, I think, are going to end up holding on to Paul George. I did a video about, when the Pelicans inquired about him, but obviously they picked up Boogie. And then also when the Hawks and Magic have been looking pretty heavily into him as well. I don't know if they've officially inquired, but I know that those have been some rumors speculating of late. But anyway, Jahlil Okafor going to the Pacers. I would like the move okay. I think the Pacers need a little bit more help in the backcourt than the front court at this moment, because I do like their depth at center. I like them having both Miles Turner and Al Jefferson. Not to mention at power forward, Kevin Seraphin has been playing pretty well of late. He's been serviceable off the bench. And then you still have Thad Young, who's had a pretty good year, and then Lavoy Allen as well. So they got a decent front court. Granted, Jahlil Okafor would provide a good post presence next to Miles Turner. Jahlil Okafor, more of a back to the basket scorer, got some very good post moves, while Miles Turner can kind of draw out and shoot. He's a little bit more of a stretch player at the 4 or the 5. 3-point shooting's coming along okay for him, but his mid-range shooting's still pretty effective. Granted, once in a while he'll have a shot that's just absolutely horrific. And then you could add in Paul George at the 3. That's a nice little 3-4-5 combination. So if that does happen, then we'll see. The Pacers do have a lot to work with in terms of trade pieces with all the players they signed last offseason. So the last one, I've seen a few other people talk about it on YouTube today, but I wanted to address it myself, and that is Andre Drummond to the Boston Celtics. He had some tweets that apparently fueled the speculation today. Let me see if I can pull those up, or actually pull those up. Yeah, just Isaiah Thomas and then Andre Drummond going back and forth on Twitter. So not a whole lot there, but that would be an interesting move. Again, I mentioned the Celtics looking into a guy like Jimmy Butler would be a good move, I think, for them. And then also talking about yesterday, Carmelo Anthony to the Celtics. Obviously, the Celtics are going to be in the market, or I guess talking around for another big name like this for a while. with Al Horford already on the roster, I don't know about Andre Drummond, but it'd be interesting. Andre Drummond, one of the best athletic young centers in the NBA, granted, one of the worst free throw shooters and one of the, I guess, the worst mid-range shooters in the NBA as well. Granted, that's not really his style. Also a great rebounder. Kind of a boogie without, I don't know if that's a good, maybe more of a DeAndre Jordan type. I don't know. Andre Drummond's kind of his own breed of sorts. You know, you got three guys that, well, anyway, I'm not going to dig too far into that. Anyway, those are the main rumors I wanted to address. And then obviously the trade with Lou Williams. If I had been back, not at work earlier today, then I would have addressed that as well. And then the last two things, Derek Favors, the Suns are looking at him. That could affect the Jazz down the stretch. You know, they got that pretty good front court combination, Rudy Gobert and then Derek Favors. And then, you know, moving to the Suns could impact the Suns' future. You know, you got Brandon Knight, Derek Favors. I'm sorry, I'm tired, guys. Devin Booker, what I was looking for, out in Phoenix. So, see what happens there. A team that's obviously not competed in a little while, out in the West. And finally, big news from LA. Chris Paul is going to re-sign, or at least it's reported that he's going to re-sign with the Clippers for over $200 million. Let me see if I can pull up the specs of the deal. Verbally agreed to a contract, which granted, I don't know how much that means in the NBA. Be worth more than $24.2 million per year. So, I mean, yeah, you just do the math there. They're going to lock him up for a little while, probably through the remainder of his foreseeable career. At that point, obviously, you're looking at 8 or 9 years. So, yeah, I think that's the last of the rumors. So rumors, I guess, just news in general from around the NBA. Like I said, I kind of wanted to wrap everything up together today because I don't know if I have the energy right now to be able to get 2 or 3 separate videos up, and that would be, I think, a little pointless at 2:40 a.m. Eastern time, considering I don't know how many people would actually bombard videos that late. So, and then if you guys want to see this in the morning, or if you guys are watching this in the morning or whenever. So that'll pretty much do it. Tomorrow, guys, I'm gonna get off the track of only doing, you know, NBA news videos. It's still gonna be NBA. Again, I'm trying to branch out a little bit. When some other stuff comes along, I'll get that as well. But tomorrow, I will be coming back with my first NBA mock draft in what seems like forever. Because I think the last one I did was like in the fall of 2016. So, yeah. And then I'll be working on my first NFL mock draft, hopefully come out within the next week, because I know I'm far behind on that as well. As well as taking some other things into account, fantasy baseball. I'm probably going to do like a mock draft or something, and just my general season predictions will be coming along as well. So anyway, that pretty much does it. See ya.